Hey friends, welcome. I just wanted to put a little preview to the preview, intro to the intro here just very quickly. This video is a part 2 of a two-part series on karmic cycles. This is the pick a card. There's an overall collective message, channeling, and teaching with the guides. That's a part 1. So in this video, you'll hear me mention a little bit throughout, like, if you haven't heard the collective message, go to the beginning and listen to it now. But it won't be there. It'll be in a separate part 1 video. I'll link it in this video. But just to let you know that there was technical difficulties. And so I did the best I could to get those put out as close together as possible, so that you would have them both to reference for each other. So I hope you enjoy this pick a card. It's really, really good. Every pile has some amazing different types of messages on how karmic cycles, karmic situations, and divine timing are impacting you in this now. So enjoy that, and we will chat with y'all again soon. Take care. Hello, friends. Hello. We are here for the picking of the piles for this whole karmic thing, karmic situations thing. But before I just jump into the pile selection, I had the table set, and then a couple of little friends wanted to join us. So a little divine feminine, a little divine masculine. Could be a little indicative of Archangel Michael with the sword. Could be indicative of divine counterparts. So they are going to hang out. Let's see if they can hang out up here by the crystal. Her little wings. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to let them hang out over our reading. And I also brought Maui Rose incense. Oh, heck, Madhu. Has a bee. And I did not notice that. I just pulled this. And a red rose. This is very significant to me. The red rose. I don't know where this came up. Just the other day with the red rose. And the bee. Obviously, we've been talking about bees earlier in the teaching, in the channeling. And I just started a book. Page a day challenge, my new book, Hive Magic, about bees, about a divine counterpart couple who are beekeepers up in Tessa Lock. So let's just get this Maui Rose incense going. I don't know what it is about today, but everything is trying to be like a little bit of a today's energies feel a little bit more lunar. So every time I try to like push forward in physicality, it's pushing me back. All right, we are going to let this burn. Right here, I think. Trying to watch the direction of the smoke. It's going straight up, like to source. Straight up. I like to watch the direction of the smoke, like from a shamanic perspective. The direction of the smoke that it's going in tells me things too. But grab a cup of something. I actually have 2 drinks. I have my water, and I have my morning drink that I turned into like a chai latte. It was hot chocolate and oat milk that I didn't finish, but then I wanted to add some chai to it. All right, so for the pick the piles, which piles you're going to pick, I'm going to use Tarot at the End of the Rainbow. We're just going to pull out 3 cards for the piles. Oh, there's the first card out. I don't like this fire being underneath my shuffling. It's going to be feisty. Okay, there. So 2 cards came out. The first one is the Knight of Cups. Look at that look at that frog and that fairy girl in this case. Okay, that's gonna be pile 1. Pile 2 is going to be the Moon card. I love this deck. So remember, the question is, how are karmic situations affecting or impacting or working with you right now? So we heard the teaching. So if you didn't hear the teaching, it's not really the teaching. Yeah, it's kind of a teaching. It was like a deep dive into what karmic situations are, what are karmic cycles and karmic relationships and divine timing, like what is all that? And brought the guides in to give us a deeper dive and a spiritual teaching on what those things are, so you have a better understanding how these things apply to your own personal situations. And then this is the pick a card where we're just going to bring in a little bit more specific messages for you and your journey. So that's the intention for what we're doing here. We need one more card for our third pile. And for pile number 3, you got the Wheel of Fortune. So pick your pile. So are your messages in pile 1, the Knight of Cups, pile 2, the Moon, I'm going to slightly adjust this, or pile 3, the Wheel of Fortune. And we will start with pile 1. Hello, pile 1. Pile 1, you chose the Knight of Cups as to how karmic situations, karmic cycles, karmic who's my what's it is impacting or affecting you right now. So I want to just watch the board for a second. I don't want to just start drawing cards. Let me just see what's going on here. Your smoke is going to the east. So I said in the pile choosing, I watch the direction of the smoke. If I'm lighting smoke in sacred space, I watch the direction the smoke is going in. This case is going to the east, my east, which signifies new beginnings. So let's get some cards out. Let's go with the Gil Tarot. This is the Gil Tarot. You guys know me. My shuffling is up close and personal, but that's just a little ASMR. We do a lot of life language trying to come through here. So there could be healing coming through. Just run with it. Take what resonates and leave the rest. 9 of Wands. Preparation came out with the King of Cups. Inspiration in reverse. Preparing to be inspired. I don't know. What the heck? Karmic cycles. We're going to get some cards out, and then they're going to kind of like feed me a story, so to speak. All right, we're going to use Loveland, the Autumn Pack, just because I am recording this in autumn, beginning of, actually on October the 11th. Anything else? This is for pile 1 and karmic cycles. How it's impacting you. Loveland Carnival Hall of Mirrors. Melanie was scared. She had ventured into the Hall of Mirrors alone while Bill went for caramel corn. She couldn't tell which way to go. She felt stuck and discombobulated. Not those mirrors. All right. Karmic cycles, stuck and discombobulated, but we have new beginnings coming. So I'm actually going to pick up these flowers because they are causing a shadow. So that's very significant because we're removing the shadow. We're removing the shadow, and it was especially on the Hall of Mirrors, which is all about shadow work. So I think you've been doing a lot of shadow work, hence this preparation card. You've been doing a lot to, they're saying, release yourself from past patterns, from things that are like, you feel are like holding you back. But if you watch the introduction, the intro teaching, nothing really from Spirit's perspective is anything that's holding you back, right? Lessons always lead to blessings. I still want to adjust this a little bit more. Sorry. Lessons always lead to blessings from Spirit's perspective. And so there are no like bad situations. You know, you there doing the work could be like, oh, this is taking forever. This is never going to shift or change. And Spirit's like, of course it is, because along with the law of karma, which is a spiritual law, is the law of cycles, which means that everything is subject to change. The only thing that's constant is change. And so then there is that guarantee, so to speak, that things will never stay the same. So let's use Shaman's drum, see what else is going on here. How are karmic cycles? Oh, the smoke is moving right into my face now. Maui Rose. Oh, and you'll hear my son probably in the background. He's being very crazy right now. You have 2 cards. Powwow. Come together in celebration of your life. Join with others in a heartfelt dance. And Thistle. Preserve and protect our lands. Earth Guardians unite. And this card, Earth Guardians unite, is also... I find it very synchronistic. Hold on. They want me to go get this other card. So I made this deck 2 years ago. I think I made this deck a year ago or 2 years ago, Shaman's Drum. I don't know. All my decks, if you like any of my decks, they're all for sale at the Game Crafter. You can go check all them out. Links are always in the bio of everything. But this card I made... Preserve and protect our lands, Earth Guardians unite, a while back. And then kind of like they're saying like a hive mind. I ordered this deck from Scott Howden. It's one of my favorite decks. I don't draw as much from it as I probably would like to, just because I kind of keep it as a little personal deck. But the other day, this card came out, Thistle, card number 43. And... I want to, it's also about bringers of the light, earth guardians, light workers, light warriors, those of us, those of us, because I'm in this too, that are here to be like earth angels, star seeds. A lot of times when I get frustrated with the way things are going, I'm like, I'm just here to do my job. Like my job being like service work. I came here to serve. I volunteered as a soul to come to this planet as a starseed. This is not my home planet, home planet of origin. I came here to help. And sometimes when I get frustrated, I'm like, I'm just here to help. Can you please help remove obstacles, things that are going on that are keeping me from just getting my job done, whether it be my own internal shadows, back to the shadow work, or external obstacles that are just getting in my way. Like, I'm just here to help. Can you just let me do my job? So I kind of get the sense, like, pile 1, that you may be feeling, frustrated about your current situation. You are obviously just here to help, just like the rest of us that are doing this work. I love her. And look at her tartan. I was going to get the book, but I'm like, no, I think Spirit's like, no, you kind of surmised it in your own words. Exactly like Scott kind of channeled and wrote in the book. But it's like, I'm just here to help. Just let me do my job. Let's get something from Bubble. Because you notice here, where Spirit's going with this, we have no when coming up yet. This is all so far about all the work that you've done to get yourself ready to be ready to... This is very Piscean. This is very Pisces, King of Cups with those 2 fish. Yeah, this goes into the like, I just came to help prepare for the age of Aquarius. I just came to help us move out of the age of Pisces, or whatever it was. I think it was the age of Pisces, into the age of Aquarius. I'm just here with the Power Out card. I'm just here to help. how am I being impacted by these karmic cycles? I get the feeling that your karmic, the things that you're here to do, it's not so much that you're being affected by karmic, like your own karmic cycles. It's like you're here doing shadow work as an earth angel, helping to work with the planet, helping to work with humanity, helping to clear past of your own bloodline, past ancestral trauma and shadow and all of that. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting big. This is what we talked about in the channeling. So again, if you didn't hear that, you should go back to the beginning of this video and listen to the teaching, because some of it was like that you're here in a spot where maybe from an ancestral, usually I don't know, I don't want to generalize it, but like from the maternal line or the paternal line, there's something that's always been a certain way. So maybe your mother and your grandmother, and if you know anything about your great grandmother, maybe they all got themselves into like a certain type of relationship with a particular type of partner who, if we look at it in perspective, was not the best partner for them. And they were working through their own karmic cycles, their own karmic relationships, blah, 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 right? We know the whole story. And now here you are, and you've been doing a bunch of shadow work on yourself. You've been coming in and just trying to be the best that you can be, just do your job. And you have come to a point where you realize, after all the shadow work that's been done, that you're bigger than any trigger. You're better than this. Like, you deserve better than whatever it is that's been served up to you in the past. You've worked through all that. You've released relationships that are no longer serving you, and you're standing in your power and you're going, I deserve the best that I can possibly have, the highest vibe relationship, the highest vibe partner, the highest vibe situations, and all of that. And so you are, in essence, then helping to clear karmic cycles ancestrally, going back through your bloodline, many different possibly generations of the same thing happening. And what's going to happen here is once you made that decision, like, I deserve better than this, whatever this is, and I am manifesting the highest vibe thing for me. No longer am I going to accept somebody that treats me, that in a way that I do not deserve to be treated. Right there, you've broken the karmic cycle. That's how karmic cycles are affecting you, is that you came here during this time to break ancestral karmic patterns, karmic cycles. No more. Let's draw from Bubble. So there's anything else we want to share. Notice cards are coming out. Were they coming out in twos? They're not all coming out in twos. This came up earlier. You have all you need within you to succeed. Again, back to the shadow work and ancestral when I see this. Ancestors coming through like this old mirror, shadow work. You've got mirrors twice. Mirrors. See, we just talked about, you want somebody now who mirrors you and your high vibeness. You don't want, so this does feel very relationship, but it doesn't have to be a person, but you want situations, relationships that mirror who you are now after you've completed all of this work. And the other card that came out was boxes. What Tanya didn't know wouldn't hurt her, Sandra thought. She didn't have to tell her sister everything, did she? Tanya needed stronger boundaries around her family members, especially Sandra, who was always trying to corner her and make her think she knew better. This is what you're getting rid of. These types of relationships where you're put into boxes, where you're told you have to be a certain way, or you're controlled by somebody who thinks that they know better than you. And again, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be a parent, it could be, any type of relationship, but no more are you going to put up with that type of that. You've done a lot of work with building up strong boundaries against many different things. And so you're being celebrated by your spirit guide team. And it's like, okay, that's good. Like to me, when I hear that, I'm like, okay, that's good. But still, like, when are things going to shift? Is anything going to shift? Am I going to manifest this new situations? Whatever this is, sooner rather than later. Which deck? Okay, they're saying either one. I'm going to go back to Tarot at the End of the Rainbow to see what advice is coming up for you regarding the shift. I'm just going to call it the shift. When are things going to shift? When is the shift? When are these things starting to come in? We know we're not going to get a timeline. We already know we're not going to get a timeline. Why are they? Okay, I'm sorry. My attention's being caught by a really big boulder rock that's outside my window, kind of where I didn't know there was a big boulder rock before. It's kind of right outside my backyard. I don't know if that means anything. Oh, heck. We got the Lovers. That's a 6. I love this Lovers card. Look at them. Their body language is mirrored. They're like mirrors of each other. There's a temple off to the left. There's the angel in the clouds. And I think that's the sun. Although sometimes in this deck, the moon is depicted. I think this is the sun. It's very bright. The Lovers, and they want me to look at the bottom of the deck. Oh. I think this is Temperance. Patience. Oh, you guys. You're killing me with this. Patience. So I think the Lovers coming out is confirmation that what you want, regardless of what it is, a loving partnership, a romantic one, some relationship that mirrors who you are now as this enlightened, more ascended, higher vibe soul. And so this is confirmation that it is coming. Angels are working behind the scenes in the clouds. And I think that boulder was like, yeah, oh, and I'm getting chills, behind the scenes. Like that big boulder has always been there, but I never really saw it was there outside my window. And it's kind of like it's hidden, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Oh, that's so good. It's hidden, slightly hidden. It's slightly hidden. It's not completely hidden. It's slightly hidden, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Oh, you guys, that's so profound. It's slightly, so we're talking about the Lovers card because I saw that right before I pulled this card. It's hidden, but that doesn't mean it's not there. I'm going to let each of you interpret that your own way. This could mean, I'll just throw out a couple that they're showing me. This could mean somebody you haven't met yet who is next next in line, and the soul contracts for you is about to come in soon. The other one they're giving me is this is someone you already know who has deeper feelings for you than they're letting on. Could be more of like a friendship right now, but this other person, the switch is about to get flipped. So Spirit is about to flip a switch. Cupid's bow has already struck this person, and they've been guided to take a step back because it wasn't time yet for them to come forward. They were guided to get themselves into balance. So maybe they were a little bit too excited about, coming forward with this profound, this proclamation of their feelings for you. And Spirit's like, you need to get more balanced. You have a little bit more shadow work to do. So this person was kind of like doing some work on themselves so that they weren't coming across as somebody who you've already, like all those old relationships from the past where somebody maybe came on a little bit too strong and your Kundalini fire got activated and you kind of dropped everything and impulsively like just jumped into quote unquote another karmic partnership. And so that this new one who is very high vibe, who mirrors you, because we already saw the mirroring happening, who mirrors you. This person was guided to take a step back with the Temperance card to balance their energy a little bit more healing work to do, so that when they come to you with this offer of this proclamation, they keep saying proclamation, it sounds so Middle Ages, like a king making a proclamation. Well, it is. Oh, it's back to the King of Cups. This king making this proclamation, that they're going to do it more from like a king, emperor type stature than a page who'd be more like a nervous teenage boy who's just driven by their gut instincts. And so this person has been doing a lot of work on themselves and to ready themselves to be ready for the moment that Spirit flips the switch and tells them it is time that they can go ahead and move forward towards you. So they want me to draw one more card from Bubble Bubble. Any other advice we can give to pile 1? So we know all this is kind of happening and percolating behind the scenes. Any other advice for pile 1? Oh, I got 3 cards. Pile 1, happiness. You were in charge of your own joy. So, keep your vibes high. You've already gotten multiple mini confirmations that this is coming. You've been feeling it in your bones too. And we talked about Spirit and the whole divine timing aspect, that no predetermined convergence point is set in stone as to when Spirit's going to magically flip the switch and tell this person they can move towards you. So you're just being asked to be patient, keep your vibe high. So that's the first card. Keep your vibe high. This came out in the channeling, the reading, the beginning. Treat yourself to something sweet. So just treat yourself. Lots of self-care. Take good care of yourself. This person's not here right now, but they don't need to be here yet for you to treat yourself. Take your own self out on a date. Go to a movie. Go buy yourself a coffee and a sweet treat, and take yourself to a movie and all of that good stuff while you're getting ready to be ready. And then Ghost, a loved one in heaven wants to speak to you. This is tapping in with the advice. There's just like tapping in with those ancestors. Yeah, chills. Tapping with those ancestors who who you helped kind of break this karmic pattern for, because they're like cheering you on that you've done this work, because when they reincarnate again, they don't have to go through this again. They don't have to go through bad karmic relationship. You've broken the pattern. And so when you do that, it heals the bloodline backwards and forwards in time. So you have so many chills. When I get a lot of chills, it's confirmation from Spirit. So these ancestors, oh my gosh, you guys, they have so much love for you, and they are so proud of the work that you've done, that you had the courage to stand up, to come in, to volunteer, to do this work, to get this job done so that everybody benefits backwards and forwards in time. Nobody has to go through this anymore in this bloodline. And connect with them. They are connecting with you through all the little things that you see around you. And just know that they're there. They've been there through this entire, they're saying ordeal. And they just want you to know that you are never alone. I know that's kind of become a cliche term, but you are never alone. I was walking earlier this morning and I was like, oh my God, why am I always alone out here, fending for myself, and my dog gets all feisty, and why do I always have to be the one to and then I was like, wait a minute, stop. I have more spiritual power in the guides and angels and, all the power animals that are around me than I do with one physical person being here. So together, me or you and your guides and source can move mountains even more so than one physical person being in your 3D reality. Because that other person, if you know who they are, you don't know who they are, is also in the 5D been working with you. And a lot of times, divine counterparts, if you haven't met them yet, are show up in your auric field as spirit guides. So you may have gotten some sort of a confirmation, like you may have gone to a reader or a healer or something, and the healer would have been like, oh, there's some spirit guide in your presence that's helping you or whatever. And ask a couple more questions there, like, who are you? Are you my divine counterpart? And you will get confirmation if that's who that is. So you know, connect with the higher self of this being that you want to call in, even if you don't know who they are. They have a spirit name. You can feel them in your heart, and start connecting with them as well. And maybe have some little convos with them on the 5D. And that gets down to them in the 3D. Whether it's a 5D conversation back and forth between two higher selves, or whether you're actually mentally, telepathically connecting with the 3D mind of this person you haven't met yet, because that's possible too. And, you know, and have some conversations with them as if you were already, you know, friends or whatever. So we are going to leave it at that. I hope you got what you needed from this reading. I want to thank you so much for your service work, for doing all this shadow work on behalf of your familial lines, and for just being who you are in this now. All the good that is meant for you is coming. Just a little bit more time to go. And soon you'll be able to revel in the rewards of all the work that you've done. So thank you all so much for joining me, Pile 1, and we will see you all again soon. Take care. Hello, friends. Hello. Hello, Pile number 2. You have chosen the Moon card for how are karmic situations or karmic cycles or just karmic stuff affecting you. I like this. I have this old house is really old, and there's like some creaky floorboards that you might hear. A little bit of ASMR coming in. I do want to share too that things that happen as I'm preparing for a reading also to me are like part of the reading. And this whole video today has taken so far 3 days for me to film. This is day 3 from the intro to now. So I think there's messages. There's probably a common theme throughout this whole entire thing is about patience and divine timing. And before I even get into the Moon card, patience, divine timing, and trusting how you feel. So yesterday, as I filmed group 1, by the time I finished filming group 1, I was like really tired, and I was like, I wanted to finish all the groups, but I was like, no, I'm not going to push myself. Ascension symptoms were really strong yesterday, and I was like, I really need to go sit down and rest. And so here we are in day 3, doing your reading. We still have the Maui rose incense going. We have the Moon card. So that's some messages coming through right off the bat. And let's go ahead and get started with a few other cards about how karmic situations are affecting you. The Moon card right off though. Let me just ponder this card for a minute. And it's a drearier day today. I do have to say there's a big weather change that happened overnight. It went from like 70 degrees and sunny yesterday to 50-ish and windy and raining and so forth. So prepare. So the message I'm getting there for you is like, prepare for the unexpected. Like you never know when something is going to shift and change. And bringing this Moon card back in, this isn't really a horse. if you look, it's like a horse's, oh my goodness, see. It's like a horse's body, but the back of it looks like something else. So to me, that's things that are hidden that you might not be seeing right now, that you might not be aware of, which is a common theme running through these readings as well. And this camera keeps getting messed up. Okay, I'm going to start with the Gil Tarot and add to this moon card story for you how karmic cycles are. This is the Gil. How karmic cycles are, karmic situations, how they're affecting you. This one. I said this one, but the card that I actually pulled out was not the card I thought I was going to pull out. So let's see what happens with that. Regret. 5 of Cups. Just pull off. Oh, this darn card. It's like following me. This was in the introduction, the teaching. The 10 of Wands, oppression. We're going to take that. That's off the bottom of the deck. 5 and 10. Now, we don't go into timing yet. Remember, we talked about, if you watch the intro, we're not really talking about timing here. Let's get some more cards. Let's get Shaman's Drum. Drinking my morning coffee, my morning decaf, my taste of San Antonio decaf. With oat milk. Okay. You got wampum. It is only as valuable as the energy and attention you place upon it. What's on the bottom here? Oh, on the bottom of this deck is love, what is felt for all beings. I'm going to take that. And I feel like this is so interesting because I feel like already I've made a bunch of adjustments in your reading, and I'm going to make more by pulling the camera back even further. That's quite interesting. And they're having me place these cards kind of like in a cross configuration. So I feel like there are, like, your whole focus is on attracting this loving relationship. And the moon is about things that are hidden, things that aren't seen yet. And in this card, specifically when I made it, I was guided to cover the eyes of these two people with the word love. Like, there's something you can't see yet about what's happening, what's going on in this scenario. And you feel like, with the 5 and the 10, you feel like stuff's never going to happen for you. You've put a lot of your energy and attention onto manifesting this partnership. And the karma here is about, it's not really the karma for you, because the introduction to this video was about karma and divine, karmic situations, karmic cycles, and divine timing. And your reading, number 2, group number 2, is more about divine timing and what can't be seen right now. Because right away when I placed the 5, and the smoke, you can't see it, but the smoke of the, let me just show you. The smoke of the incense is going straight up to source. So trusting in a higher power, knowing that there are things happening behind the scenes that you can't see right now. Knowing, I just knew it this one when I was getting ready for this reading. It just felt like it's taken 3 days to get to group number 2. And probably group number 3, I'm having to, I was having to be very patient and wait. And even though I really was excited about I'm always excited about doing anything on the show, but it was like, take your time, enjoy your day. And if you need to rest, go rest. Like, don't rush yourself. Don't rush things. There's a lot being healed right now behind the scenes with this 5 and this 10. And you're being guided to, this is such a common theme. Everywhere I'm watching readings lately, which is not a whole, like I'm not sitting there all day constantly watching readings. I've kind of shifted some of my readers a little bit. And I'm watching some different people now than I used to before. But the message throughout is still, take your time, focus on you. Know that everything's happening behind the scenes. Know that Source has your back. Keep your vibration really high. So let's see what comes. Let's take the Love Land Autumn deck. So this is my deck too. And let's just see what else. Oh, see? Oh my God. That's why I love making my own decks. Karmic situations, and that is friggin' Saturn. Friggin' Saturn. It's like, be more respectful of Saturn. Which is all about karmic stuff. When is this going to end? Sarah asked her guides. It's only Saturn, they answered. In return, it may take some time. Saturn in return. Saturn return. So there's something in the astrology for you all that has to do with either a Saturn retrograde or Saturn return. I don't know what a Saturn return is. I'm not like an advanced astrologist. Like, I follow it. I would probably say I'm not a beginner level either, but I know there's a lot of you here that are more advanced on the astrology side of things. So if Saturn return has any type of meaning for you, that could be impacting the time that it's taking right now. A Saturn retrograde could be something happening that you need to work through before your situation, kind of pops off a little bit. But I do get the sense, like, I think the Saturnian cycles were like, is it 7 or 9 year cycles? And I don't get the sense that it's years and years of time that it's going to take here. They're saying it's more like months of time. And they're having me put it under the 5, which is the lesser of the 2. So yeah, it's going to take less time actually than you think it is. But again, you have to pull your focus off of wanting this so badly, because that is also impacting the time that it's taking. Because if there's a karmic, it's not really a karmic, but if there's a soul contract between 2 parties, and there's destiny at play for 2 parties that are going to meet somewhere, there's timelines converge, 2 parties are going to meet up with each other. The other party involved can feel your energy, regardless of whether you know them yet or not. Whenever they tap in with, even if they've never seen you before, because there's kind of 2 scenarios. One of them is, it's a karmic partnership that's about to pop off, a soul plan being put into place where 2 parties have never met each other at all. That's scenario number 1. But you kind of know each other in the 5D, and you know each other's energy. Yeah, I'm getting chills. You know each other in the 5D, because when you dream and you wish and you intend for this relationship, like, your higher self and your future self already know who this person is. And you already know who this person is, like I said, the higher self, because you met before you incarnated and decided you were going to come into this lifetime together at some point. The other scenario is like a divine, again, soul contracts, divine partnership that's going to manifest, where one party does kind of know who the other party is, but the other party has, like in the 3D, but the other party has no idea who the other one is in the 3D. And so there's kind of like this secret admirer kind of thing going on, which came out a little bit in some of the other readings too. But I asked Spirit this morning because I really wasn't sure. If you watched the intro to this, to your reading, the teaching, it was kind of like there's nothing is set in stone in terms of the timing of when I'm calling it convergence point. So when Spirit finally kind of gives the green light go, and two parties meet, or the one party that's the secret admirer gets to finally contact the other party, that there's apparently no convergence point set in stone. And so I asked Spirit this morning because I was really curious. I'm like, because the guidance being given here, and it's coming out, I swear it's coming out in multiple places. I'm going to bring up Braca in a minute, but the guidance is keep your vibration really super high. Don't let anything topple you. And I feel like we get those messages the closer we get to manifesting something. Like, keep your vibration high. You've done all the good work. Like, if something comes on and tries to give you a wobble, like, recognize you're wobbling and get right back on track. Like, it's okay to wobble, but don't let it take you and pull you down. And so I asked Spirit this morning, I'm like, so if a person continues to wobble and doesn't learn the lesson about getting back on track, will there ever be a convergence point in this lifetime? Is the coming together, these two soulmates, just keep getting extended further and further and further out? Or does Spirit at some point step in and decide, like, okay, that they've had enough, we're going to bring them together? And the guides and source said the timeline just keeps getting pushed further and further and further out. So I was like, okay, so if that's not impetus enough to really keep your vibe high and keep going and not give up, then I don't know what it is. Because the chance is then, if you don't correct your vibration, then you may never come into why are we using those terms? You may never come together with this I try to stay away from twin flame terms. You may never come together with this person. And I just saw 144 on the timer. So keep your vibe high. Do the best you can. If you wobble, like, let yourself have a tiny wobble, but recognize you're wobbling and get back on track is the main thing here. We drew from Loveland. Let's draw from Bubble. This is also my deck. See, there we go. Take yourself out for some fun. Sweet treat was part of the introductory message to, like, just take yourself out for some fun, have fun, try to take your mind off of this and put it on yourself for a little bit. Let's go back to the tarot at the end of the rainbow with my little creaky floor. Okay, and I've got 4 cards here. These are your advice, okay? Because I feel like we're coming to the end of the situation and what's going on here. And this is your advice from the tarot at the end of the rainbow. Oh my gosh, this Tower card has been coming up a lot. Here's a Tower card. The Ace of Wands. The Six of Wands. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to talk about the Fox. Oh, I didn't talk about Braca. I don't know if I'll talk about it yet. Ten of Pentacles. It's interesting here because we have, like, the Green Man. We have a kid, but we have a really old person too. And we have that Raven. And we have that, like, star up there. Let me just sit with this for a minute. Because this is advice. It's the same advice. It's like, don't allow yourself to be toppled by every little thing that comes about. You've got multiple confirmations that your manifestation is going to take place. I mean, you're the one manifesting, right? So you're the one setting the intention. So Spirit just takes your order and helps deliver it to you. It's not like they're going to change it around like you wish for a soulmate and they're going to bring you, like, a sailboat instead. Like, they're working on you. Well, not they are. you both together with spirit are co-creating this soulmate to come into your reality. But if you don't follow simple instructions, wow, they're saying it kind of bluntly, like if you don't follow simple instructions, then I get this sense in this card, like the sooner rather than later thing. Like if you follow simple instructions, if you stick to your North Star, it'll be sooner rather than later, like the younger versus the older guy. Oh my God. Sooner rather than later. Just follow simple. This to me is like just follow simple instructions of how to keep yourself in balance. If you find yourself wobbling, pick your energy up and start again. Just start over. Like, don't beat yourself up that you had a wobble or whatever. Just pick up your wand in this case and get going to the success. And this fox is very interesting because yesterday I was walking the dog up by the medicine wheel, and it's a paved trail, and I had seen something the other day jump out of the bushes. It looked really big, and I was like, what the heck is that? And with the dog, you know, whatever it is, runs off road. I thought maybe it was a deer. But then yesterday morning, it jumped right onto the trail right in front of me, maybe 10 feet away. It was a fox. It was gorgeous. It was as big as my dog. It was a huge fox, not a little tiny little fox. It was a big old fox. And I was like, oh my God, fox is a spirit animal for you guys. You need to check that out. Look with fox spirit animal and see what that has for you. But just follow simple, if you can just follow the simple instructions, get yourself on track. As soon as you notice yourself starting to wobble, then your manifestation is going to come in very, very soon. Things are going to pop off, and this person, because it seems like it's a person, is going to show up. One final card from this one, because this one has a lot of, this is Nordic Tarot, has a lot of, whatever, mental conflict, and Six of Pentacles. This is finishing out your reading. This is just confirmation. Use the gifts that you've been given, that you're being given with this knowledge that you have, that we're sharing with you. I got this overhead lights on, sorry. And don't let yourself get caught up in the conundrum of thinking. It goes back to let yourself get caught up in the conundrum of thinking that this is not going to happen. These are gifts. Like we're meant to, I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it, like we're meant to enjoy life. Not just endure life or always be going through strife. And these lessons you've learned along your way have been gifts to your manifestation. So see it as gifts and don't let yourself get caught up in, because that's, I think, what makes you wobble. What makes you wobble is this. You get overly, all of these. What makes you wobble is this. You get overly caught up in it. Like release it to source, release the manifestation to source. Don't get caught up in the why isn't it here now, and the, oh God, spirit is just punishing me for whatever, which causes all this mental conflict, which then the whole wobble begins. Just chill out. Just realize it's coming, but it's up to you to meet spirit halfway and to help manifest this into your reality. And the key and the clue is to keep your vibration very, very high. If you're interested, because this came up this morning, I was very, very surprised to hear this message. Braca Goldsmith is an astrologer. I don't always watch her, but I do like her Pleiadian messages for the moon cycles that come up. Yeah, and of course I work with the Pleiadians a lot. And usually when the Pleiadians, when she trance channels them and they come in, they just have very generic, like general, they're not generic, but they're general messages like, we love you, and, you know, some little bits of thing. But this next moon that's coming up, the eclipse that's really, really big, that we're calling the Mandela Gateway here on the channel, the Pleiadian message for that, if you go just look up Braca Goldsmith and look at her Pleiadian message for this Scorpio eclipse, And the message they gave was exactly what I told you I've been hearing other readers share, and what I'm sharing with you right now about keeping your vibration really, really, really high. Something is going on around this eclipse window that is going to shift things. And if you can keep your vibration super high, then your manifestation will come in even sooner, they're saying. So that's good news. All right, so I'm going to end your reading here. Group number 2, I want to thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you all again soon. Take care. Hello, group number free group. Oh, free. That's going to play in here somehow. Group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Wheel of Fortune. Free and the Wheel of Fortune. So I think, because this is the topic of this, is how are karmic situations, karmic cycles, divine timing impacting or affecting you right now. And I think with whatever's going to shift for you, because the Wheel of Fortune is about things shifting, right? The wheel turning. Whoops. I gotta keep telling myself I'm not going to do that. The wheel turning and things shifting for you. Sorry, I'm going to get my camera straight. And I think with this shift of the wheel, you're going to finally feel free. Like you've found your freedom all over again. Like you feel like there's been constraints put upon you by source, and let's play with these cards. This is the magical Nordic tarot. Let's get this story out on the table of how are karmic stuff and divine timing affecting you or impacting you? All right. Right away, I'm hearing this song and I really like it. It's so interesting too. And I'd never heard it before. It's called the Jack. I think it's from a movie probably, but it came up on my YouTube Music. It's called the Jack Frost Band. And it's Michael Keaton, and maybe he was Jack Frost. I don't know. But anyway, the song is just put your faith in me, baby. Just lean a little my way. Put your faith in me. You have to look up the lyrics of that song. Do I need to look at the lyrics? Hold on. I need to look up the lyrics to this song. Which means I need to walk. Thank goodness for wireless microphones. Stay in gratitude, friends, for whatever's happening right now, because things are about to pop off for you. This Wheel of Fortune is going to shift like very suddenly. I want to just look up this song so I can just get you. Okay. It's the Jack Frost Band. I can't play it, but have a little faith. And the lyrics are, I get confused and so upset. I get scared, man. I get so scared I start to sweat. Still, I know you've been trying to be the one, and you will. I'm lost in a storm, baby. Smacked in the eye of a squall, with nowhere to run, feel like my back's against the wall. I'm somewhere in the middle, not remotely in the center at all. Don't lose your faith in me, baby. Lean a little my way. Sometimes it gets dark. I search for the light. I look to my left, but something doesn't feel right. I got a strong back, baby. Listen, here we go now. Hold on tight. Don't lose your faith in me, baby. And you know, sometimes it's going to get dark. Just stick with me, because soon you will see the light. Shake it to the left, shake it to the right. Black down is like a train coming your way. Just trust me. Hold on tight. Here we go. Don't lose your faith in me, baby. So someone's higher self is talking to you about keeping calm and carrying on regarding this wheel turning on your behalf. So the cards that came out from the Nordic Tarot are the King of Wands with action, the Four of Cups with awareness, and the Ace of Swords with clarity. Oh, this is so good. So this is what I just said. Things are getting ready to pop off. Once things start to manifest in the physical reality, like once Spirit gives the go-ahead for action to take place, it may not be any action you have to take. It may be action you have to take, or it may be action that somebody else has to take towards you. But there's going to be this sudden clarity and awareness of, I get the sense you're the person taking action in this scenario. That you're going to get this aha, like, whoops, time to move forward. You're going to have the exact clarity of what you need to do and the awareness exactly of what needs to take place next, like in a step 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of a fashion. Spirit is going to be, and why do I feel out of breath? Hold on. I feel like this is ramping up very, very soon, because I feel like, almost felt there for a second like I was running a race and all I did was walk to the other room. Like I feel out of breath, like, whew, getting ready to get going here. Kind of like you do before a race starts. If you've ever like ran in a race, you get like really excited, like, okay, it's going to start, the gun's going to go off or whatever, I'm going to start running. It's like, whew, okay. Yes, the movement, the action is about to happen. Spirit's about to give you the go-ahead that something's going to start needing to manifest, and that you're going to have to take action. But let's also, because 4 of Cups, like let's do it from a very balanced, like those 4 goblets or whatever, those 4 chalices are really balanced. Let's do it from a balanced, calm state. All the lessons you've learned so far about how to keep your energy balanced, like don't throw all that out the window, because now it's time to take action. So your reading's more about like your manifestation. We're calling it a manifestation. So for you, I feel like the karmic cycles and situations that you had to be going through are coming to a close with this Wheel of Fortune. You're about to move forward. And it doesn't, I keep saying it's about a person, but it doesn't have to be about a person. It could be anything that you're trying to manifest. And action is about to be taken regarding whatever this is. Spirit's going to give you the exact, like, here's what you need to do to move forward. And the wind outside, I have to show you, like the wind, the wind and the leaves. Let's see. The wind and I don't know if you can see it. The wind and the leaves are really, really blowing strong. Let's see. And the leaves are just flying by the window because all the trees here are losing their leaves. So the leaves are just flying by the window, like going really, really fast. And I'm like, okay, there's no rush. Your guides are saying there's no rush to make this happen. There's no rush. All right, let's get some cards from the Gill Tarot. They're saying this is, if you want confirmation, this is what you've been waiting for. This is, and this was something in one of the other groups was kind of like, okay, you're manifesting, and that example was you're manifesting a soulmate, not a sailboat. So you're going to be getting you're going to be manifesting a soulmate. Spirit's not delivering you a sailboat. So if you need confirmation that this is whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, this is your confirmation. It's not something other than that or some weird surprise thing that just pops up out of the blue. This is your manifestation that you've been waiting for. Let's see what else we've got here. That song just keeps playing now. I know I can't play it. Don't have to think of that. Ace of Cups. Beauty. This is a very interesting Ace of Cups. Let's see. Do I need to pull the camera back at all? I don't know. Let's see what's on the bottom. Oh, the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. Okay, love. All right, sounds like it's a love relationship you're manifesting. All right. Yeah, so you are the person taking action towards a love relationship. In this case, you're going to get the clarity, the awareness to move forward the other person's feeling you too. This other person who you think is so beautiful, it's kind of like this is you and this is them. The other person you think is so beautiful and who you are desiring, because look, it's a cup and like, look at those cups and cups. Like, they are aware of who you are. They're aware of who you are. So the Jack Frost song, it's kind of like, while you've been dreaming and wishing for this person, your higher self's been kind of delicately feeding this person all sorts of signs and synchronicities that you're coming, and not necessarily about who you are in the 3D. They've been getting signs and synchronicities about who you are in the 5D. They've been feeling you. They've been having some telepathic conversations with you, possibly meeting up in dream time, astral projecting to each other. This person, this is confirmation. If you're not certain, or if you are doubting the fact that, because I think some of you may be doubting the, like, am I really feeling this person? I wish they were feeling me too. Yeah, I'm getting chills there. I wish they were feeling me too. I wish I knew that they kind of, because, okay, higher self. So advanced souls, my advanced souls that are watching this, like this has been kind of like Spirit's game with you, this whole manifestation, even though, like, obviously from your perspective, it's been like, this has been really hard damn work. What do you mean it's been a darn game? It's kind of been Spirit's little game with you, this manifestation. And you've been feeling this person. You may even, well, obviously you might know who they are because you're the one taking action, but maybe you don't. Maybe you don't know who they are yet, but do they know? It's either one. They said it's either you don't know, but you're manifesting a soulmate. You're going to be guided to take action. Or you do know. Either way, it doesn't matter. So on the 5D, you guys have been meeting up and hanging out and chatting and astral projecting to each other and all this good stuff. And it's been like a game. The other person's been getting songs. And when they hear a certain song, they'll be like, wow, that really feels like it's from my person. Even though I don't know who my person is in the 3D. Vice versa, same thing for you. You may hear a song and you're like, wow, that really feels like it's from my person. Even though I don't know much about my person, it just feels like a song that kind of ties into what's going on right now. Let's go ahead and draw from Shaman's Drum. Okay. And that sound, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's the wind. It sounds like, I don't know, it's very strong. We have very, very strong winds up here at the top of this valley, and they can get up to like 40, 50 miles per hour. Just sometimes I can barely get out the door. Okay, I've got 3 cards. So your advice is, okay, these are advice cards. So Fallen Warrior, when you feel like you cannot go on, you pick yourself up and begin again. This has been a common theme running about through these 3 groups. So group number 3, this is don't let yourself wobble. You're so, so close to your manifestation. Keep your vibration super, super high. Winter, a time to rest and go within. From this space, you will learn new things about yourself and those around you. Keep working on yourself. Just because something's about to pop off, and I think for you, there's this fear like, yes, I'm manifesting this change, but there's a little bit of fear about what happens once things start to fall into place in the 3D. I think there's a little bit of fear about losing your freedom, about things. Yeah, I'm getting big chills there. There's a big, it's not big. You've been working on this. And I've got my solar plexus covered, which is kind of, I'm holding my hands like crossing my solar plexus. I think there's this fear because it's based on things that have happened in the past that, yes, big chills. My chills are my confirmation that you will give your power away again inadvertently to someone, like has happened to you in the past, has happened in the past. So karmic relationships of the past are what could potentially cause you to wobble here. So your wobble will be, yes, your manifestation's coming in. Keep your vibration really high. You're going to be guided to act. But there could be this point as you are manifesting this person into your reality where you wobble a little bit and you think like, oh my God, there's this person coming in. Am I going to lose my freedom again? Are they going to kind of take control like has happened in the past? Am I going to inadvertently give my power away to this person and fall back on old habits? And Spirit's like, Sean, right away, Spirit's saying, stand strong, warrior. No, you're not. Because you would not be able to manifest. This is a very high vibe partnership. And Spirit's like, there's no way in the world that you would be able to manifest this person if you were not ready and hadn't done all the work. That doesn't mean you're not going to have a little wobble here and there. But you have to remember that the key for you is remembering who you are, your soul, having a spiritual experience, but also the red flag for you is I'm wobbling. It's not going to be the person because the person is your person. I mean, you've been doing so much work to get to this person. The person you're manifesting is your person. It has nothing to do with red flags around them. The red flags you'll need to be looking for are the red flags within yourself. As soon as you start to wobble, as soon as you feel antsy, like, oh, my freedom's going to be taken away from me. Oh, my power's going to be stripped away again. Boop, 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 boop. Danger, Will Robinson. You will be asked to stop everything you're doing and get yourself back on track. That means probably if you're feeling that way, there's more healing work that needs to be done in the chakras to get rid of those things. They're coming up again, so they're not completely cleared. That's okay. It's okay because you know how to clear them. You know how to work with this. Like you don't have to, there's nothing. You won't be 100%, nobody's 100% perfect on this planet, right? Other than you be back with source. You're not expected to be 100% perfect to meet this person and to move forward with this partnership. You're expected to keep your vibe high and to recognize when you've wobbled and to do whatever it is in your power to get yourself back on track. That's the expectation. And I think if you've been doing it for quite some time now, the healing work on yourself, quite some time, then you know what you need to do. And if that means in this scenario that you wobble and you pull yourself back a little bit and you tell this person like, having a little bit of a down day or whatever, I'm going to need to work on myself a little bit today. I'm going to need to take it easy. It's none of those lower vibe things of the past, like, well, I'm going to block you and ghost you and whatever those terms are, gaslight you and all that. I don't even know what all those actually mean, but you hear it a lot in the twin flame community, like ghost you and gaslight you and all this. I don't even know. But anyway, it's not that childish behavior. Like, I'm going to block you. It's an upfront conversation with this other party because that's what they're expecting. They're expecting the same thing. And the chances are as you're mirroring each other, they could potentially be feeling the same way too. So if you're starting to wobble, since you're mirrors of each other, chances are they're starting to wobble a little bit. And then it's, oh my God, it is just imperative. I'm going to get emotional. Spirit's saying it's imperative then that you sit down with this person, even if it's just for a few minutes, and say, I'm starting to wobble, whatever the term is you want. I'm just using the word wobble. I'm starting to wobble. How are you feeling? Like that you sit and talk about your feelings, not that you pull back, go, into your own little world and go away and don't tell this person what's going on. It's a chance for, face-to-face, not like metaphorical conversation, like, man, I feel like I'm really starting to wobble. And then give the other person a chance, like, man, that other person will be like, man, I kind of feel like I'm starting to wobble too. Is there anything we can do together to work on this? Or maybe I do feel like I need a little bit of alone time. I just need to pull back for a little bit but it's imperative that you talk to this person about how you're feeling, because that's what you've been working on this whole time, is opening your heart to this loving relationship. And it's not going to work if you don't come face to face with this person and talk about how you're feeling. The guides are really stressing that this is of the utmost importance, that you have an open vulnerable conversation with this person about how you're feeling. Wow. And the last card is tribe. The spirit of oneness, togetherness, and love holds us together. This is the type of relationship you've manifested or you're getting ready to manifest. It's very high vibe. It's service oriented. You can see Gaia here in the background. You can see this unity consciousness, Christ consciousness. This relationship is also an act of service for the both of you. This is a dual soul mission, dual soul partnership. There's so many opportunities here. When you get nervous, focus on service. How can you, if you get nervous about what's going on, this starts to manifest and you get a little bit antsy, like find some ways to release that nervous energy, do some service work, do some work on yourself. Maybe you two sit together and you do a healing session together, like a group, like a dual healing session. It's from looking at, yes, I'm getting so many chills. It's not the old way of doing things. They just keep saying that. It's not the ghosting and the gaslighting and I'm going to block you because, and the other person is the same way. Like they're not going to be texting you 50 times a day. Like, what's wrong? Why aren't you talking to me? Because you will have had an open, my whole body's like goosebumps. You will have had an open-ended, face-to-face, metaphorical face-to-face conversation with this person about what's going on. And you will decide how you're going to work it out. Together, you're going to take some time off and, go for the weekend somewhere by yourself. Like this person is just as spiritually mature as you are. And it's not going to be tantrums and things, things from the past, like, oh, if you loved me, like none of that. You are manifesting like a high vibe, version of kind of like a mirror of you. And so there's this like a rah session from your guides to say like, this is going to pop off. It's going to be magical. It's going to be exciting. You've earned it. Stay true to who you are. But at the same time, remember everything you've learned. Do not wobble and fall back on old ways. And I don't know if you even really can, because you've done so much work on yourself that the wobbling, the lower vibrations don't feel good to you anymore, like in your body. They don't, so lots of chills. They don't feel good to you anymore. And so you have to immediately, as soon as you can, pull yourself up out of that. I have noticed that too. I had some little test initiations come up over the past week or so. And my it wasn't even the lowest vibration I could possibly be in. It was like a slight dip, but it felt so awful in my body that it was like, I had to go to a point of like deep surrender. Like, I don't care what happens with anything. I just need to be back up here again. I just need to be as high as I can possibly be. And so I had to like let it all go and come back up. And everything kind of that was going on then resolved itself, because that was the test for me to recognize and for me to pull my vibration back up. All right, let's see if there's any other messages from Loveland Autumn Pack for you before we let you go. Group number 3. We have one card and then they're saying the bottom of the deck. So the first card is, Loveland Tarot Shop Spirit Night Event. The spirits of Loveland gathered in the tarot shop's back room. They waited patiently for Madame Reina to begin the seance so they could magically appear and provide messages to their loved ones. And the bottom of the deck is the sleepover, best friends forever. It was the Friday before Halloween, and Justine had invited all her favorite friends to sleep over. They would play games and eat candy and talk about boys. And then it happened. So there's two things going on here. One thing is your guides are really cheering you on. You're getting so many messages about how to move forward, how to handle your energy, all the karma that's been cleared through your ancestral bloodlines, all the work that you've done. Like, you are being celebrated in the spirit world by passed on loved ones for all the work that you've done. So they are cheering you on, helping you to buoy, that word buoy has been coming up a lot, helping you to buoy your strength and keep going. And if anything, if there's anything that I would say you want to continue to work on, finish this story and see what's the first thing that comes out. It was the Friday before Halloween. Justine invited all her favorite friends to sleep over. They would play games, eat candy, and talk about boys. And then it happened. And see what comes up there. See if that triggers anything. And if it does, then that's some additional clearing work and healing work that you can be doing before the wheel actually flips and turns over. They're not going to give me any timing, but this group 3 is the one that feels like it's happening the soonest. The soonest. And they're saying Mars. I don't know why they're saying Mars. Mars retrograde. Something about the Mars retrograde is something you need to take a look at. I'm not going to go into it. You can find different stuff, but just find whatever's going on with Mars retrograde and see how that might relate to you. And they're saying that that is all for you, that you've done an amazing, amazing job. You really deserve this. Stick to the advice that's been given. Keep up all the good work. And know that everything that's changing for you is changing for the better. The wheel is on the upswing. The wheel is turning in your favor. This is good karma being repaid in kind. Oh, I'm getting a lot of chills there. Good karma being repaid in kind for all the service work you've been doing, for everything, the work that you've been doing on yourself, on ancestral bloodlines, giving back to others. All of that is going to be rewarded here very, very, very soon. So thank you so much, Group 3, for joining me for your reading. I hope this was insightful, and we will see you all again soon. Take care.